Here are today's top news stories and why they matter. Tanzanians have greeted the Catholic Church's move to forbid its clergy from participating in political campaigns ahead of the October 29th elections with mixed reactions. The directive issued by the president of the Tanzanian Episcopal Conference, Archbishop Wolfgang Pisa, is viewed by some as an attempt to maintain the Church's neutrality in politics, while others question its true intention. DW's Naomi Jaseda tells us why this directive is significant.
The directive to forbid the clergy, including priests, nuns and seminarians, from engaging in political campaigning is perceived as a move to protect the Church's neutrality in the political arena. Tanzania is home to about 18 million Catholics, making up roughly 30% of the population. The Catholic Church operates through 34 dioceses, including 7 archdioceses, with nearly 17,000 clergy members, nuns and seminarians combined. These figures highlight the Church's vast influence, making its directives highly impactful on a large segment of Tanzanians. Secondly, while the Church frames political engagements by clergy as a great sin and a defilement of the Church, critics argue that this directive effectively sidelines the Church's voice from crucial political discourse at a time when the country's democracy faces serious challenges. The upcoming election is already contested amid concerns about systematic exclusion of oppositional candidates and limited genuine competition for the ruling CCM part. I spoke to some Tanzanians about their views on this issue, and here is what they had to say.
Yes, it is very right. Political parties may rise and fall. Politicians may not fulfill their promises, but the Church must always stand firm in truth and justice and righteousness without pick sides.
I have received the text statement with great joy and faith. This statement will prevent the deceitful politicians from using the bishops, priests, and nuns to legitimize their injustices.
Sticking to election matters, Cameroon's election campaigning officially starts on Saturday, but the nation remains puzzled over the whereabouts of its lead candidate, 92-year-old President Biya. Seeking an unprecedented 8th term in office in the October 12th polls, Biya left the country on Sunday for what his office described as private trip to Europe without providing further details. This trip comes just a week after Biya's daughter Brenda Biya caused a stir by urging Cameroonians on TikTok not to vote for her father, a statement she later retracted. So who else is contesting against Biya? He faces 11 other approved candidates in the race for another 7-year term. The opposition remains deeply divided, still struggling to agree on a consensus candidate after nearly 30 years of attempts to unseat Biya. This ongoing disunity has left many Cameroonians frustrated and diminished the opposition's chances. With the opposition split, Biya remains the overwhelming favorite to win yet another term. And finally, Madagascar's government has set a nighttime curfew after protests over long water and power outages. Police used rubber bullets and tear gas to stop the demonstrations. Hundreds of protesters took to the streets to voice their anger over persistent power cuts, which often leave homes and businesses without electricity for over 12 hours. And that's all we had for you today. Are you interested in in-depth analysis of news? Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, DW Africa. My name is George Okachi.